In February 2019, Jamel YNW Melly Demons and his friend Cortland YNW Bortlen Henry were arrested for allegedly murdering their crewmates Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas Jr. and Anthony YNW Sackchaser Williams. This shook up the entire rap world. Was it true? Did YNW Melly, a star in the making, really kill two of his closest friends? Well, first let's go back a little bit. YNW Melly was born in Gifford, Florida, 1999. He was raised by a single mother who struggled to keep the bills paid. This hardship led YNW Melly to join the Bloods at a young age. Then, in 2015, YNW Melly shot at a group of students near the Vero Beach High School. He was arrested and later convicted of aggravated battery, discharging a firearm in public, and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Another follow-up, a teenager has been arrested in Vero Beach after he fired shots near Vero Beach High School. It happened yesterday just before 2:30. Vero Beach police tell us the 16-year-old male pointed a firearm at 3 other males.
He was sentenced to 1 year in jail. While serving this time, YNW Melly wrote what would become his breakout hit, Murder on My Mind. When asked about writing his hit song while in jail, YNW Melly said, "I literally woke up in the jail cell and I was like, wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47, Mac 11, Glocks, and 9s. And then the bitch was like, get up, time to get up. Like, yeah, fuck that song." On March 4th, 2017, he released Murder on My Mind on SoundCloud, which is described as an artist-first platform where independent artists can upload and share their music throughout their social networks. The song has been described as haunting, thanks to its lyrics. In an interview with Fader in August 2018, YNW Melly explained that these lyrics from Murder on My Mind, yellow tape around his body, it's a fucking homicide, his face is on a t-shirt, and his family traumatized. I didn't even mean to shoot him, I just caught him by surprise. I reloaded my pistol, cocked it back, and shot him twice. These lyrics were the reason why he was sent back to jail. The article stated that the second verse in which he describes a murder caught the attention of the state attorney, who read it aloud in court. The reasoning for his return to jail was for his arrest in June 2018. He was arrested for possession of an illegal substance, possession of weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon, and illegal paraphernalia. This obviously violated his probation. During this arrest, YNW Melly wasn't alone. He was with his longtime friend and his YNW collaborator, YNW Bortlen. Bortlen was arrested for possession of a weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon. Both Melly and Bortlen posted bond and were released the next day. Now, I know it sounds like they got off easy, but the next alleged crime that these two hip-hop friends would commit, well, it won't have them being released the next day. So skip forward to October, only a few days before Halloween of 2018. The YNW hip-hop collaboration would see their entire world flip upside down. A Jeep Compass with the rear window busted out would show up to the Memorial Miramar Hospital in Miramar, Florida around 4:35 a.m. on October 26. The Jeep was driven by YNW Bortlen, and he had with him his fellow YNW rappers, YNW Juvie and YNW Sackchaser, but they were deceased. Their bodies were riddled with bullet holes. YNW Melly was not with him at the hospital, but he posted this on Instagram not long after. "They took my brothers from me over jealousy. I know y'all watching over me. It's hashtag YNW4L, at YNW Sackchaser1, at YNW Juvie for life, and after. They want to see me break down and stop in jail or a box, but my guts still need me. They parents need me. They family need me. Till we meet again, my twins, my slimes." YNW Melly posted a photo of himself with his 2 deceased friends to go along with the message. No arrest would come in the case right away, but YNW Melly would start the new year off on the wrong foot. On January 3rd, 2019, he was arrested for possession of an illegal substance. This arrest would produce the famous mugshot of YNW Melly smiling. Only about a month later, on February 12th, 2 arrests would be made in the murder case of YNW Juvie and YNW Sackchaser. The 2 arrested were YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly. Bortlen was initially arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He was also charged with 2 counts of accessory after the fact. A day later, YNW Melly turned himself in and was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Before turning himself in, YNW Melly posted another photo on Instagram. This time, he was with not just Sackchaser and Juvie, but Bortlen as well. Under the photo, he posted this message: To all my fans and supporters, no, I did not get locked up in Washington, but I am turning myself in today. I want you guys to know I love you and appreciate every single one of y'all. A couple months ago, I lost my 2 brothers by violence, and now the system wants to find justice. Unfortunately, a lot of rumors and lies are being said, but no worries, God is with me and my brother at YNW Bortlen, and we want y'all to remember that it's a YNW family. I love you at YNW Sackchaser1 and at YNW Juvie. The police say the evidence shows Melly and Bortlen staged the crime to look like a drive-by shooting. It's also been reported that both YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen were suspects in the fatal 2017 shooting of off-duty Indian River County Sheriff's Department Deputy Gary Chambliss in Gifford, Florida. Okay, now since we got the recap of YNW Melly's arrest out of the way, we can get to the point of the video, examining YNW Melly's life behind bars. YNW Melly has been locked up now for a little over 2 years, and if you follow him on Instagram, well, you'll get the impression that he's doing alright for himself. YNW Melly has released music while in jail, including his song titled Suicidal. His music hasn't been fazed by his incarceration. In fact, Suicidal went 2 times multi-platinum. This means it had 2 million units, which is digital downloads. Along with releasing a few other gold and platinum songs, many of his songs have appeared in TikTok dances, showing how popular he is. If you think that's impressive, YNW Melly has also released a successful clothing brand while being locked up. On top of releasing his own brand, YNW Melly has also copped a pair of Versace shoes. He posted a photo of himself holding up his luxury shoes. Now, copping a pair of Versace shoes, that isn't the only luxury that YNW Melly has been receiving while being locked up. He receives large amounts of commissary every week thanks to his mother, Jamie Demons King, and his manager, Jameson Francois. YNW Melly reportedly receives around $100 a week in commissary, which he uses to buy many items, including a large list of snacks. Here are his favorites: Doritos, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, jalapeno pretzels, stuffed jalapeno chips, grandma's cookies, Oreos, honey buns, cinnamon rolls, and hot cocoa. Oh man, I'm on the outside and even I don't get all those snacks. But snacks aren't the only things that YNW Melly likes to splurge on. It's reported that he also buys a lot of thank you cards, miss you cards, pencils, pens, paper, headphones, playing cards, Spanish-English dictionary, reading glasses, and ibuprofen. Now, back to YNW Melly's manager for a second. There's been recent news that Jameson Francois may have turned evidence over to the police that links YNW Melly to the murders. So, how did Jameson Francois respond? By saying this: "Bro, Melly clearly turned himself in. Obviously, no one's in jail because of me, obviously. If a situation happened where it's a lot of things unraveling, you got the police, you got the detectives, you got the prosecutors, you got everybody trying to figure things out, so I'm Melly's day-to-day manager. When these incidents happen, of course, the first person they're going to put a microscope on is me. I'm with him every day. I'm moving him around. When they came not only for suspects, they tried to, of course, they threw me in there." Alright, so for those of you familiar with the case, what's your opinion? Do you think YNW Melly's manager gave police evidence? Comment down below. I would love to read your thoughts. Alright, but let's get back to YNW Melly's life in jail. With that information previously stated, YNW Melly is living a pretty good life in jail. Or is he? YNW Melly wants you to believe that everything is good with him, but when you look at the facts, that's just not the case. Now, I'll get into some of the bad things that YNW Melly has gotten himself into. First off, YNW Melly has gotten into it with not only other prisoners in the jail, but with the correction officers as well. On March 13th, 2019, only a month after arriving in jail, YNW Melly made a 3-way phone call, which is not allowed. The 3-way call put him in violation of 3 jail policies, which resulted in him serving more than 30 days in solitary confinement. The official description given for YNW Melly's 3-way phone call was described as a disrupted conduct. Because of this, YNW Melly also had his privileges taken away. This would include buying commissary, having visitors, and recreation time. Now, if you thought this would calm YNW Melly down, well, you thought wrong. Only 2 months after the phone call incident, Melly was charged with threatening or disrespecting an officer. This offense led to 20 more days in solitary confinement, plus a loss of all privileges. In September 2019, YNW Melly flooded his cell on purpose by repeatedly flushing his toilet with a towel in it. The deputy who reported the incident reportedly claimed that YNW Melly admitted to flooding his cell on purpose, and he supposedly said this: "Yeah, I flooded it. Now go get your sergeant. I'll beat all y'all, and I have real lawyers to get me out of it." What did YNW Melly gain by doing this? Well, 20 more days in solitary, loss of privileges, and 10 days probation. So do you think YNW Melly learned his lesson after all this? No, I'm afraid he didn't. In February 2020, Melly allegedly got into a fight with 5 other inmates. He gained 2 new charges for the fight. They were fighting with an inmate and disruptive conduct. This gave him another 30 days locked in solitary confinement, and you guessed it, he lost all his privileges. Things continued to get worse for YNW Melly as he tested positive for the virus in April 2020. This message was posted on both his Instagram and Twitter. Melly has tested positive for the virus while awaiting his trial in Broward County Jail. He'll be filing a motion for restricted release in hopes of better care due to any jails not being prepared to treat this new virus. He hopes for your support and to recover soon. With fellow rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine being released from prison over fears of contracting the same virus, YNW Melly and his lawyers felt that he should be granted the same treatment. But a judge did not agree. Yeah, he was denied release, and as of April 2021, YNW Melly still sits in jail just waiting for his trial. In May 2020, YNW Melly's friend and co-defendant YNW Bortlen was granted $90,000 bond and released to house arrest. On April 7, 2021, YNW Bortlen was arrested for violating his parole. He was supposed to only leave his residence to go to work, but Bortlen ended up at a couple of strip clubs. A few times. It doesn't look like YNW Melly will ever get the chance to post bond as YNW Bortlen did. The prosecutors are determined to convict Melly, and they're even seeking the death penalty. But what do you think? Do you think YNW Melly should be released? Do you think that he deserves the death penalty? Comment down below, let me know. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and click one of the 2 videos on the screen. Till next time, stay safe.